Hello and welcome to the first Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea of the 2021-2022 season. And last night it was the European Super Cup and final, and it was Chelsea 1, Villareal 1, and 6-5 to Chelsea after penalties. So yes, another trophy in the cabinet. God, you can imagine Mourinho. I thought the Community Shield was a great trophy. Then oh dearie me, he'd been having orgasms, wouldn't he, over the Super Cup? So anyway, we've all had a good summer. We all watched England, and I think they did pretty well. In actual fact, at the end, I really thought we'd beat the Italians, but I wasn't expecting us to get to the final. So happy days. And Jorginho. Everyone was saying how great he played, and yes, he had a really good tournament. I obviously get ribbed because I'm not always his biggest fan. I have to say, I think Jorginho is an excellent technical footballer. I don't think he's the greatest defensive midfielder in the world, um, and that's where sometimes we're at loggerheads. Me and some of me friends who support the Blues. I do think he slows the play down too much sometimes playing for Chelsea. But yes, Jorginho had an excellent tournament, and I tip my hat to him. So yes, last night, not exactly the full first team. Mendy in goal. Mendy came in for some criticism a couple of times during the game. He played a poor ball out that went into the stand, and he followed it just after um, by a slip as he was about to take a kick. I mean, the pitch had been pretty well watered. Anyone can slip over, but the cabbages on Chelsea Twitter. Oh, afterwards, after the penalties, maybe Kepa should get a run in the side. Yeah, well, you know, uh, afterwards, Tuchel explained that the reason Kepa came on was because the team had worked out that Kepa was second best at saving penalties after Caballero, and Mendy was third. So it was always planned that that would be the way. But in open play, look at the stats. Look at the stats. And if you think that, having looked at the stats, Kepa should get a run in the side ahead of Mendy, judged on on open play performances, then look at the stats and then go and bang your head on a wall. So that's all I'm saying. Last night, Mendy he slipped and he did a poor clearance. That said, he made an excellent save from the shot that resulted in that poor clearance. Excellent save, and a couple of times he saved us. One when Chabala, a little bit experienced, gave the ball away. Mendy. Apart from them two mistakes, Mendy had a pretty good game. We had Callum Hudson-Odoi playing at right wing back. He's not convincing there. Looks pretty decent going forwards, pretty poor going backwards. And I don't think he'll play right wing back again. Obviously we've got Reece James, and bar injury, I even like Gaspy there better. Just my opinion, as you know, with these, but just I didn't think Callum Hudson-Odoi was at all convincing there. Although going forward, he is always a threat, as we know. So in the middle, we had an interesting little lineup. We had Zuma. Um, Zuma. You get what it says on the tin. 110%, good in the air. Should have scored at the other end. I don't know what he was doing there. He's probably watching Timo in training, because it looked like a scene from Swan Lake. He got his leg up high, but nowhere near getting over it. I think he should have headed it actually, but there you go. I wasn't in the position. It's easy for me to say. In the middle, Chalabar. Yeah, his brother went. We had him on our books. He went to Watford, didn't he? He looks a real prospect. I didn't even know anything about him. I've seen him play in the development squad a few times, but not really. Not really. He's not really shone for me. But yeah, he shone last night. He made 2 or 3 mistakes due to youth and naivety, but all-round performance, some great tackles he put in, some great clearances. I thought he had a pretty good game, and he's obviously impressed Tuchel in trading, and who am I to argue with Tuchel? So yeah, he had a decent game. Rudy, 110%. I did love that tackle and the follow through. I don't think it was a booking, but perhaps I'm showing me age. At the end of the day, if you go fully committed and get the ball, how do you stop? How do you stop? What's Rudy weigh? Bit less than me, admittedly. What's Rudy weigh though? Probably 12.5 stone, maybe, and because he's about 6'3", isn't he? 12.5 stone. How do you, on a wet pitch? How do you stop? How do you stop that momentum taking you onto the player? I don't see how they get booked from that. If their studs aren't up or anything, then no, not a booking for me. Alonso, over on the left hand side, yeah, a mistake that that let them through for an attempt on goal. Left his man a couple of times, but I respect that with Marcus Alonso. Up the other end, good shot, produced a good save from the keeper. Always looking to receive the ball over. They didn't get the ball in as much as I would like to have seen him. I like it when he just pushes it by and then whacks it in. But he had a decent game. Not defensively, but going forward, I thought Alonso was very good. On my notes, I've got great ball Alonso there. Midfield, Kante, one lovely little bit of play that summed up Kante as a player for me when he lost the ball, won it back. Now we lost the ball. Sorry, he didn't lose it. He won it. He won it back for us on the edge of the area and took a shot on. He didn't get a corner, but the goalkeeper did actually save it. But that summed it up for me. Kova last night gave it away really cheap early on in the game a couple of times. I was screaming at him to wake up, basically. He played in the Euros. I don't see how finishing the Euros, what was it, 3 weeks ago, how their fitness can dip that badly unless they have a mania holiday and really go on the sauce. It looked like it must be a red wine and Guinness extravaganza to lose your fitness when you're an elite athlete in 3 weeks. But there you go. What do I know about the modern player? I don't really. I just see the same as you. Who else did we add? Oh, we had Werner. Yeah, Werner, good volley. Timo's Timo, isn't he? He's frustrating at times in front of goal, but he scares them, absolutely scares them to death. We had Ziyech, who's been on fire. Let's hope his injury isn't too bad. I've not checked to see what it is. How he got injured, I will never ever know. He just went up for a. He just. It is. I think the lad's made of glass. I really do. I sometimes, late 50s geezer. I sometimes get out of bed. I can turn the wrong way and oh Jesus, what have I done? I've been poleaxed. But a fit young man. He just went up for a header and. I don't know what he's done to his shoulder, but it looked pretty bad last night, didn't it? Which is a shame because he's been on fire pre-season. Scuffed the goal, but end of the day, he was there in the right place, connected well enough for it to go in. So I'm happy. He scored a couple of screamers in pre-season. Looks really sharp. And bearing in mind, I was one of them that didn't care if he left the club or not, because I wasn't too impressed. And I always say, give him at least a season, didn't I? But he just seemed so lethargic at times last year. Um, and you know me, I like to see players giving 110%. But fair play to him. He has looked a lot sharper and a lot more on it than he has done in the past. Havertz, he's just a Rolls Royce of a player, isn't he? He just last night, the ball that set up Ziyech, was cracking. No, that started with Alonso, didn't it? Yeah. Sorry, Alonso, I've probably been a bit unfair with you, but yeah, he looked the bee's knees last night. Havertz. He seems more confident. He seems quicker, and just generally all round game, he seems more confident and more the player that is worth the money that we look to have paid. I think he's going to be great this year. You saw the game. First 35 minutes, they just couldn't get a hold of the ball. They couldn't get hold of the ball, and after that 35 minutes, we did what Chelsea did a lot last year. Seemed to just, I don't know. We seemed to take our foot off the accelerator. Now, Tuchel put that down to poor fitness, different stages of training, which I could normally go along. I'm going along with it, but I can understand it if they've had sort of 6 weeks off and they've been on the beach and they've been beanoing all the time. But I find it strange when most of these players have been playing tournaments up to 3 weeks ago that the fitness has dropped so rapidly. But like I say, these are elite athletes, so maybe again I'm being a bit unfair. So first 35 minutes, I thought we were excellent, particularly as we had a few guaranteed first teamers missing, and I was enjoying it. And then we took the foot off. We definitely dropped 10 yards at the end of that first half, and we invited them onto us. That Gerrard up front for them, who scored the goal, Gerard Moreno, he looked the business. They hit the woodwork twice, didn't they? One was a corker from the Moreno who used to play for Liverpool. He can sure hit a ball. We've always known that though. So we rode our luck a little bit. Should have scored up the other end a couple of goals. Like I say, the Zuma chance. Once Werner, I thought should have scored. Mount when he come on, Mount looked a danger all the time, but we expect that, don't we? And everyone's saying Jorginho's getting stick today. I don't know why. He done okay when he came on. He did. He was brought on basically to get minutes under his belt, but probably just to slow things down and diffuse it. And I didn't think Jorginho played that bad last night. Mind you, you know what it's like on social media. You can say, oh, I thought he slowed the game down too much or whatever, and suddenly you're a Jorginho hater. I think a Jorginho hater some of them idiots that booed him when he came on at United that time and a couple of other times as well. He's a quality player. When they pull that blue shirt on, you support them, don't you? End of. So I'll go through my score to the first team. Mendy is getting a 7 from me. Callum Hudson-Odoi is getting a 6.5 because I thought defensively he wasn't very good or very aware. Zuma is getting a 7. Chalobah is getting a 7.5, as is Rudy, 7.5. Alonso gets a 7. Kante is getting an 8. Kovacic is getting a 6.5 explained all the reasons behind it, so I won't go through it again. Ziyech gets an 8, Havertz gets an 8, and Werner gets a 6.5, because he can do so much better. Mount, when he came on, gets a 7. Pulisic came on quite early, didn't he? So I'll score him. Yeah, he'll get a 7. Dave, when he come on, he's getting a 7 too. And then Kepa, our penalty man. I think since that time he didn't come off in the League Cup. He absolutely he's absolutely redeemed himself with the commitment and his attitude to the club. And again, I tip my hat. Someone can change my mind. I do think Mendy is a better goalkeeper, certainly in better form. But do you know what? If Kepa does stay at the club as a number 2, I will not be unhappy with that, because I think he's looked a lot more assured when he has played. Doesn't exactly fill me with confidence, but I'll take my hat off to him. Last night, a couple of good penalty saves. Not the greatest penalty, but at the end of the day, you've got to guess the right way and you've got to get down to it. So well done, Kepa. And Kepa, last night, I am going to give you a 7 too, just for your heroics in extra time. So that's me. Looking forward to the season. We don't know yet whether we signed Lukaku or not. I don't know what's going on there. We've got up until midday Friday for him to be available for the Palace game, but of course if he hasn't trained with the team, I doubt he'll play anyway. People have said to me, what do you think of the Lukaku signing? Well, I've got to be careful because I could so easily be labelled a Lukaku hater. I'm not overwhelmed with Romelu Lukaku, but I can't argue with his goal scoring record, particularly last season in Italy, and I can see signs that the things that I didn't like about his game have possibly improved. So I am going to keep my big mouth shut on Romelu Lukaku until he's had at least 20 games back at Chelsea, and I hope that he is the answer to our problems. I certainly think that he's the type of player that Werner will excel playing off of. I certainly think that a lot of the chances that we missed last year, I'm not just blaming Werner, we missed some absolute howlers that Lukaku will think is bread and butter. But I don't know if he's going to be a 25 goal a year man. And so yeah, my jury is out. But you know what? Welcome him to the club. Hope he does great. I'll be giving him 110% support. And he might not be Haaland, who I wanted to go the extra mile and sign, but he is a top European proven striker who has got Premier League experience, which would be the one negative against paying 160, 170 that it would have taken to get Haaland, plus the, what was it, ridiculous 20 million to his dad and 20 million to the agent and £450,000 a week. I can see why it didn't happen, but I just think to myself, clear out, you know, your Drinkwaters and your Zappa-Costas and players that have always given, well, I don't know about Danny, but you know, players that have given their all, just clear their wages off and get some money back, and it would have paid for Haaland. But again, what do I know? I'm not privy to the behind the scenes moves. So yeah, welcome Lukaku. I hope we don't have any of these idiots who give him racial abuse as soon as he walks into Stamford Bridge. I hope the message is getting across to people, you know, that skin colour should not really mean anything, and let's just judge people on their footballing ability. Thank you all again for watching the channel, and hope to speak to you after the Palace game. I'm going on Saturday, so you probably won't get one of these till Monday. But yeah, we'll be back for most of the games this season, and people have asked me to do other little bits and pieces. So yeah, hopefully the channel will have a lot more content too. But I say I do these to get us all chatting, and I want your feedback, because that's the reason that I do these. Okay, enough of me. Well done, Chelsea. Super Cup winners. Another trophy in the cabinet. Up to Chelsea.